Hey, Roger Martin here in Billings, Montana. This is Bob Proctor. I don't always agree with what he says, but I think there's some things worth paying attention to. The third one is the difficulty there will be in replacing you.
You may want to think about this for a little while. I thought about it for a long while, and I realized it's pretty true. So you see, you only have to focus on one of those 3 points, and that is number 2, your ability to do it. Whatever you're doing, you want to get better at it. Just keep working. But let's start with number 1. Number 1 strategy is used by 96% of the population, and it won't work. It never has worked. This is where you trade your time for money. Number 2 is where you invest money to earn money. Now, people in the number 1 strategy, they hear about this, and so they squirrel a little bit of what they're earning away and they invest it, but they don't understand how to invest it, and they usually lose it. If you're going to invest money, you really got to know what you're doing, or go to somebody that has proved that they know what they're doing. Number 3 is where you invest money to earn money. Now, the first 2 strategies are not the one you want to focus on. Here's the one you want to focus on, number 3. It's only used by approximately 1 person out of 100. This is where this group earns almost all the money. 96% of all the money that's earned goes to a very small select group of people. And I'm going to tell you something. I used to think they were really smart. Some of them aren't very smart. Turn your annual income into a monthly income. Now pay attention, because this is super important. It's very, very important. This can be accomplished by having multiple sources of income.
Success shows us a lot of things. This guy makes a couple important points. One of the most important ones was you do need to create multiple streams of income, but you do need to start with one. And you need to get good at one thing first.
So when I realized that the blog could become a secondary income source, I started doing a lot of research, started to figure out ways that I could monetize it. Sure enough, within a few short months, I was able to make my first $100 from my blog. Now I know $100 is not a lot of money. It was for me at the time, maybe it is for you right now, but for me it was just a sign of a lot of great things to come, because I'd never made any money from a website online. So to make $100, which was a check that I could cash and take to the bank, I was excited. And the cool thing is that $100 continued to grow, which still blows my mind. I know it's funny because anytime that I tell somebody or share with somebody that I make money from my blog, they're just as blown away as I am. I know that I wouldn't believe myself 5 years ago if I told my old self how much I was making now. And then they always ask, well, how do you make money from your blog? Well, right now we have a variety of different ways that we make money from the blog. So even within the blog, we have multiple income sources.
Now, the idea with turning notes in real estate, I think that is a realistic idea. Probably a lot less challenging than income properties. We'll talk more about that in the future. All right, we'll get into more of this later, but this gives you an idea. We're going to cut some of this out and get into select areas only, and then go from there. Finish Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. It's just for fun, and Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Boom, let's do this. These people were trying to guess these guys' income as they dressed. You have 25 and a lot of 40Ks, 90K, 101K, 150K, 200K. Now, really what I want to talk about is not these guys' income or what they dress or don't dress like. The real challenge here is to understand that every expense that you have is someone else's income. Let me repeat that. Every expense you have, whether it be taxes, utilities, clothing, food, shelter, cars, insurance, whatever expense you have, retail, it doesn't matter, home expense, mortgage, rent, it doesn't matter. Someone is making an income off of that expense. So we need to turn our thinking around and understand every need out there has an income potential to it. And some needs have not been marketed well enough and others over marketed. So the challenge is to understand what we can do with our skills and abilities to make an extra income or even more income than we currently are and have that grow either through investment, through business, through some other process on or offline. So that's the challenge. I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not even going to give you this video source here. But we can't always guess an individual's income. This gal here with the jeans, she's making $200,000 a year, 150, 101, 90. You can't even guess it. And the other gal that was on here, she was a student. I think she was making less than 25,000 or 20,000. Anyhow, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Don't always judge someone by what they wear. You could be wrong. Good day.